right, now everybody is now looking at my screen. Okay, Larissa, enjoy your dinner. Kieran, enjoy your dinner. All right, I'll be eating my dinner later. All right, because I was trying to create a little game, manning some game for you, so I didn't have time for dinner. Never mind, I'll eat my dinner later. All right, so let's start. Okay, this is a revision. Now I'm going to test everyone. All right, so because I have it typed out nicely, but I really need everybody to remember what are the learning points to write. All right, what are the marking points that markers look up for? So let's take a look at arrangement. So can you type into the chat? All right, those of you who are not eating, okay, type into the chat, or those who are eating, you can unmute yourself. What is the arrangement of particles in a solid? All right, can I have responses, please? Can you type in the chat, please? 2 points. Arrangement. All right, arrangement of particles. Are they very closely packed or closely packed or far apart? Yujie say packed closely together. All right, thank you, Yujie. Zayden say closely packed. Actually, I would differentiate. I would say very closely packed. Answers are out. Okay. Okay. So the first point is very closely. All right. Where else liquid will be closely packed? That's how I differentiate between solid and liquid. So for solid, there's this very closely packed to differentiate between the arrangement in a solid versus arrangement in a liquid. All right. Now, this is only half the mark. For if you tell me, oh, the particles in the solid are very closely packed, but there is another half of the mark. Anybody can tell me? Type into the chat. There's another half the answer missing. That means here. There's another half the answer here. So what else should I write? In a, what kind of arrangement? Orderly or disorderly arrangement? Thank you very much, Harish. Right, orderly arrangement. So I just put N, okay, in an orderly arrangement. How about arrangement of particles in a liquid? No worries about caps, all right? So in is it orderly or disorderly? Orderly. Thank you. Opposite. All right. Some of you may ask me, how about, can I write random? Yes, you can. All right. Random means everybody, random means it's all messy. All right. Random simply means messy. Then for gas, anyone, arrangement of particles in a gas, let's move faster so that we can do other things. It's just testing everyone. Arrangement of particles in a gas. So gas is disorderly. You give me half the mark, all right? How about the first part? So there's a first part and there's a second part. Okay, if you, Larissa, thank you. You say not closely packed. If I'm a fussy teacher, you might get 0 mark because not closely packed means it's better to give me what you mean by not closely packed. So it will be what? Starting with F. Far apart, good, Yujie. So far apart, the particles in the gas are far apart. That is only the first part. Then you need to give me a second part in a disorderly. All right. So your form teacher will love you if you are in a parade square waiting for flag raising in the orderly arrangement. So in other words, when it comes to marking points, right? This part is 1 point, this part is 1 point, this part is 1 point, right? This part is 1 point. This is 1 point. This is 1 point. So every box there's 2 points. Okay, every box has 2 points. All right, let's go to movement now. Just now was arrangement. Now is movement. Okay, so everybody tell me the movement of particles in a solid. Anyone? Type into the chat. Everybody can type into the chat together. Then I'll help you check your answer. I'll give you your feedback on your answer. Okay, don't be shy. It's okay if you get the wrong answer. Or if you're eating, you prefer to speak through the mic. Harish, you say none. No, solid. Can I say no movement in a solid? The particles in a solid, they are moving. But how do you describe their movement? Yes, so they vibrate. All right. So Larissa say they vibrate close to each other. Now, close to each other already means very when you say close to each other, already means very closely packed. Right, when they're very, very close to each other, already mean very closely packed. So the word vibrating is only half the answer, but thank you, Larissa. All right, so it is, let me put in maybe this blue. So vibrate, that is only half the answer. But how do they vibrate? Do they like, now the first minute they vibrate here, everybody vibrate here. Then second minute, they all move to the right and all vibrate together. Do they vibrate in the same way? Or is it all vibrate to the right or all vibrate to the left? Okay, they all vibrate randomly, right? So, but they vibrate. Do they actually move? Do they actually vibrate here? And then 1 second later, they actually move to another new place and then they start to vibrate. Is it like that? They don't move. That's right. All right, Larissa. So in other words, they vibrate about fixed position. All right. So they vibrate about they have fixed position. They can't move, unlike liquid and gas. Okay. So again, there are 2 points. All right. So again, there are 2 points. Vibrate, then about fixed positions. All right. Then how about movement of particles in the liquid? Everyone, type in the chat, please, so that we move faster. Right, all this should be in your memory. All right, don't wait for the exam or the test to come. Thank you. Use the word slide. So instead of vibrate is for solid, they slide. All right, they slide past each other or they slide over each other. It doesn't matter. All right, they slide past each other or over each other. And they don't slide in a fixed pattern, they slide randomly. All right, so if you want to be fussy, you can say slide randomly. Okay. All right. So that is for movement of particles in a liquid. So slide is the first part, then over each other and then randomly together can be the second point. How about the movement of particles in a gas? Do I use the word vibrate? Do I use the word slide? What word should I use now for particles in a gas? Okay, all right, move then. They know vibrate for solid, slide for liquid, they move. But how do they move? Do they move very fast or very slow? Talk about the speed first. So they move very fast. All right. So they move fast. I would say either you write quickly or rapidly. All right. So rapidly or quickly doesn't matter. All right. As long as you talk about the speed. Now this is only half the mark. Another half a mark. Anybody? Vigorously is almost the same as rapidly. Okay. But then you still need another half a mark. Do they move fast and in all move upwards? Does that mean all the particles in a gas, they move very fast and they all move upward, like rushing up towards the sky? Do they just move in one direction? Randomly, good. All right, randomly. So they move rapidly, all right, and either you write freely or you write randomly, because randomly means no pattern, any old how. Randomly means any old how, no fixed pattern. Or some people will say in all directions. So you take your pick. All right. So what the marker is looking out for is you tell me the speed. All right, you tell me the speed. Either you use quickly, rapidly, at high speed. I don't care what you use as long as you tell me the speed. So for particles in a gas, the speed is very high speed, rapidly, quickly. Then you must tell me the gas in the particles doesn't mean they all move upwards only. They can move up, they can move down, they can go left, they can move left, move right. So they freely comes from the word freedom. All right, freely means they have the freedom to go anywhere. All right, don't use the word freedom, just putting a quotation mark freely. Either you use freely or randomly or in all directions. So this, you just pick one. All right, so all direction, that means some particles move up, some particles move down, some particles move left, some particles move right. All right, random, anyhow. All right, freely means freedom. They have the freedom to go anywhere. All right, let's go to forces of attraction now. How about forces of attraction between the particles? You have to have the word between the particles are important. Cannot just write forces of attraction full stop. Forces of attraction between particles. So for solid, is it very strong or what? Thank you. All right. So here again, you need the very word, very strong. Then how about the forces of attraction between the particles in the liquid would be just strong. How about forces of attraction, that means this one. This is I'm talking about here. This is the forces of attraction between the particles will be weak. All right. In fact, it's very weak. Okay. All right. So please have this in your brain. All right. Because you'll be tested in set 2, you'll be tested in set 3, you'll be tested in set 4. If this comes out in a chemistry paper in O-level exam, it's Santa Claus giving you free marks. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? So for arrangement and movement, don't get mixed up. All right. And then arrangement 2 points each, movement 2 points each. All right, let's move on. Okay. Let me just check no one is in the waiting room. I'm waiting for one more student. Okay, then this one. I hope everybody knows all these. We have, let me just use highlighter. All right, so we have a solid state, then we have a liquid state, then we have a gas state, which you learn in PSLE. All right, then I'm sure you all learn melting, boiling, evaporation, condensation, freezing, all the yellow boxes, you learn it in PSLE. All right, so I hope you are familiar with the yellow boxes. In secondary school, you learn the blue boxes, sublimation and deposition. So sublimation means change from, can you all tell me sublimation is change from what state to what state? Sublimation. What is sublimation? Changes from what state to what state? Thank you very much, Yijie. The rest? Can I have response, please? I should have 9 students. Thank you, Haresh. All right. So sublimation is solid state. Jump all the way to gas, like Superman can jump over. Skip the liquid. Don't have liquid. Just like dry ice. Harish is a good example you're giving me. Written as DRY, dry ice, not dry ice, dry ice. Okay. So can everybody type into the chat, what is dry ice? What is the formula of dry ice? Type into the chat. If you get married next time, you will have you might very likely be using dry ice in your wedding venue to have the romantic effect. So what is the formula of dry ice? Is it H2O or what is it? What is dry ice? No one is giving me the response. I'm so sad. Very lonely here. Nobody giving response. I don't even mind a wrong response. I just need response. Okay. Thank you very much, Larissa. Yes. The rest? Good job, Larissa. The rest, what is the formula? Larissa, you're right. All right. Dry ice is good job, Harish. All right. The rest, do you know what is dry ice or not? Dry ice has nothing to do with the word ice. All right. So it is not H2O. Instead, it's CO2. So dry ice is CO2, carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide gas, you cool it down to a very, very low temperature. You know how low it is? It's below 0 degrees Celsius. It's negative 78 degrees Celsius. You don't need to memorize the number. Negative 78 degrees Celsius, the carbon dioxide gas that you are breathing out now, if I cool down the gas will straight away become a solid. Special case for carbon dioxide. All right. So for carbon dioxide, if it's a solid state, I call it dry ice because it looks like ice. All right. And because it will, from solid carbon dioxide, it will not become liquid carbon dioxide. Instead, from solid carbon dioxide, it will jump straight away to become carbon dioxide gas. And that process is sublimation. All right. So solid to gas directly. Okay. Then if you want to go back from gas, change back to solid, that's deposition. Okay. So by the way, if the yellow boxes, anyone who finds it hard to remember melting, boiling, evaporation, condensation, freezing, anyone, let me know. Anybody who always get mixed up, don't know freezing is what state, change to what state, condensation is what state, change to what state. Is there anyone who still gets it mixed up? Let me know. All right, there's a memory aid if it helps you. So you start from solid, liquid, gas. So you can tell yourself, my baby elephant can fly. Start with the first letter, M. All right, my, then baby elephant, BE. All right, baby elephant, then go backwards. It's like U-turn. You go solid, liquid, gas, then you do a U-turn going back. Then my baby elephant can, C, can fly. Fly is, with letter F is freezing, if it helps you. All right. So now, what is the difference between boiling and evaporation? Can someone type into the chat? What's the difference